Yeah, I got a little time before work before we can do this. What is up, everyone? What's going on? My name is Matthew Leininger, House of the Seahawks here, and today, I don't really like that glare very much. Can the eye? Ooh, my. Nah, we still have that weird glare. Oh, well. Yeah, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the House of Seahawks, and today we're going to be looking at the Seattle Seahawks 2024 NFL schedule because it's a very interesting schedule because Seahawks got a new coach. We don't really know what our quarterback situation is going to be like, and there's just a lot of games that are absolutely thrown up in the air where we're just like, we absolutely do not know what this team is going to be like next year. So, with that being said, I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel though. Seahawks, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram, MattHewLeininger1. So with that being said, let's get right into it though. So Sunday, September 8th, though, we're starting off with the same game that we played them in 2022, except this one is not on Monday Night Football because, God forbid, the Denver Broncos start on Monday Night Football. Prime time, actually, I do think they have a couple of primetime games, but I just don't think very many people are going to watch them, though. So, yeah, but not only do we start with the Denver Broncos, we actually start with the New England Patriots right off the bat. We start off with two quarterbacks who also have unknown quarterback situations. Yes, the Denver Broncos brought in Zach Wilson and drafted Bo Nix, but we don't know who's going to be starting each one, though. Honestly, if I were the Broncos, I would just hope that Zach Wilson never sees the field, though. And you got the Patriots, who I'm assuming they're going to start Jacoby Brissett or maybe Bailey Zappi, though. But to me, these are two games that are very interesting, where both teams are kind of in similar situations to the Seahawks. Though, I mean, not so much the Denver Broncos, though, because they already have an established head coach in Sean Payton. But Sean Payton wasn't the best last year, but was it because he had Russell Wilson and Russell Wilson has an ego? Or is it because he's just whoops? Or is it just because he could only work with Drew Brees? That would be the main question, though. So we don't entirely know that, though. So I'm gonna say we start off 2-0 because overall I don't think the Broncos are very good, and overall I don't think the Patriots are very good, though. And but but for the Patriots, it just depends on. I think it depends on if May is the guy for them, and if Jerome Mayo can actually progress this team forward. If not, then I think we should easily start off 2-0. And then we go to our really tough games. We have the Miami Dolphins in week 3. Yikes. I'm assuming it's going to be a fairly warm day because this is on September 22. And Tua Tagovailoa is very good when the weather is warmer. So either way, this is going to be difficult, even if our defense looks dominant in the first two games. So I'm probably going to say that this one is going to be an L here because that Dolphins offense can hurt you in so many ways. Though Raheem Mostert had his best year yet, though. Devon Achane looked really good, though. Tua had a great year. Hill had one of the best years of his career. Jalen Waddle's really good. They just signed Odell Beckham Jr. Probably won't mean a whole lot, though, but it's a nice third option for Tua, I think. And then we go to our next game, and it's our Monday Night Football game, and it's going to be at the Detroit Lions. Though this is another tough one because I also think the Lions are going to be one of the best teams in the NFL next year. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up hoisting the Super Bowl trophy at the end of the year. But the Lions are a really tricky one because the Seahawks have never lost to the Detroit Lions in the Dan Campbell era, though. And every single time, our offense has been able to get good ground. Now, was that because of Pete Carroll, or is it just because the Lions, Dan Campbell just can't beat the Seahawks, though? And that's the thing that we're really going to find out here. It's going to be on Monday Night Football, though. But I will say, though, this is a game that could really go either way. So I'm actually going to go with we lose this game because I do think the Lions are going to be that good. And then we have a home game against the New York Giants. I'm not too concerned about the New York Giants. They just lost Saquon Barkley in free agency. I really don't have a lot of faith in Daniel Jones, though, and Yeah, and well, I think it's possible the Giants are better though. I just don't think they're there yet. So I'm gonna give them an L here. And then on a short week, we have the San Francisco 49ers. So oh joy. Yeah, okay, probably not though. And while I think the 49ers are going to regress, though, I don't think they're gonna be the team that's gonna I don't know if they're going to be as good as they were last year because of that Super Bowl loss because they lost some players though. I still think the jury's out on Debo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, or that was last I heard though. So yeah, either way, I don't think we're gonna win this one though. Not unless the Seahawks come in like red hot, or the 49ers just get injured like we did last year, which you never want to see injuries though. I just want the 49ers to be terrible every single year. So now we go to our next game, and it's gonna be at the Atlanta Falcons on October 20th. So the Falcons are another very interesting team. I am not the biggest fan of the Raheem Morris hiring, though it's not Raheem Morris. It's the fact that the Falcons hired him a couple years ago, and then they went with Arthur Smith, and they're like, you know what, let's give this another shot. So I think that was just kind of weird for the Falcons to do it, though. And then of course you have the whole Michael Penix thing, and I'm not just saying that because I wanted Michael Penix, though. All I'm saying is it just didn't make any sense for the Falcons to draft a quarterback, have these pay Kirk Cousins 4 years for $160 million guaranteed for at least 2 years. And while I think the Falcons have a decent roster, and I do think that they can make a playoff, and I do think that they can win the division, though I just don't really know what they're kind of doing right now. And both of their quarterbacks to me have injury concerns, though. How well will Kirk Cousins come off of that torn Achilles, though? If he comes off just fine, I think the Falcons could totally win the division, and then the Michael Penix pick will look even worse. And then of course you have Michael Penix, who had a really good season last year with the Huskies, though. Believe me, I'm a Washington Huskies fan. I'm a homer, guys, and. But he's also coming off of two. But he also has had two ACL surgeries and shoulder surgeries. So, yikes. So we don't really know what that's going to be like either, though. So because there's so many questions for me, I'm actually going to give this one a win for the Seahawks. So I do think this game could be really good. And then we go to a very difficult game. You have at home against the Buffalo Bills. Now, at this time, though, we should know how good the Bills and Seahawks are. As of right now, I have the Seahawks at 4-3. Surprisingly, I'm actually going to have the Seahawks winning this one. I don't really know what's up with the Bills right now. It looks like they've definitely moved on from a lot of their past players, though. I think their defense is quite depleted, though, and how good will that Bills offense be without Stephon Diggs? Though it looked like it was just fine last year, though, but I think this will definitely be one of the biggest tests for the Seattle Seahawks. Though, but I will say, don't be surprised if the Bills are really good, though. I trust Josh Allen, though, and I liked what Joe Brady did last year after Ken Dorsey got fired, though. But I'm just not quite sure about the Buffalo Bills quite yet, and are they the team that's gonna be like, hey, we're gonna make the 4-3 seed, but like we're not gonna win it. We'll lose like a 2 seed, though, or maybe we'll lose to the 6 seed, though, or will we actually be a 2 or 3 seed and be one of the hottest teams in the NFL? So that's gonna be the question, though, or maybe the Bills just missed the playoffs in general. Who knows? And then you, of course, we're at home against the Los Angeles Rams. And the Rams, this game is really just completely thrown up in the air for me because I think there's a lot it depends on. I think a lot of it depends on whether Matthew Stafford's healthy and really how hot the Rams are. Because the Rams are a team that I feel like are either going to be about the same, where they're going to make the 5 or 6 seed and like they'll be good enough to make the playoffs, but they won't be good enough to like defeat a team, though. Or they're actually going to be one of the best teams in the NFL because there is a lot I like about the Rams. Though actually there isn't really a lot I like about the Rams, but like player wise, there's a lot I like about on player wise for the Rams, though. And then of course I do think Sean McVay is one of the best head coaches in the NFL. So this is a game that's very, very difficult, though, because it's at home. I'm actually going to give it to the Seahawks, though, so that's going to send us into the bye on a 3-game winning streak on 6-3. And while I am fairly confident about our first 6 games, Um, the last three, though, we could go 0-3 during that stretch. But I don't know if it's like a difficult stretch or like a. I'm not sure. Where, like, you look at last year, though, where I was like, okay, I'm like, we have the Rams, we have the 49ers, we have the Cowboys, we have the 49ers, going to be the Eagles. I'm like, that's going to be a difficult stretch. I don't really know what you would call this kind of stretch because we're playing a lot of teams with quarterback concerns where we don't really know what the quarterback is going to be like, though. And then, of course, in the case of the Broncos and the Patriots, though, they're in similar situations. That's where I'm like, I don't know. Where I'm like, their coaching staff to me is still question marks. And, of course, their quarterback position is also a question mark. So we don't exactly have the easiest schedule to predict. And then coming off of a bye week, we have a road game against the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, we're probably going to lose this one again. I think the 49ers are one of the best teams in the NFL. I will say, though, coming off of a bye will definitely give us a lot of time to prepare. So if there is a game that I think we can beat the 49ers, I would probably say it's on the road. Plus, that would be absolutely hilarious, though. Because for the first game, it's yes, it is a home game, but we're also coming off of a short week. And I don't really know what I'm not sure when the 49ers have a bye week, though. But we'll get that figured out. And then you have the Arizona Cardinals at home. And the Cardinals, they're another tricky team where I don't want to say they're going to be one of the best teams in the NFL. I don't think so. But I think they can definitely improve off of believe it or not, a better year than we thought. What is that thing? Oh, it's a vent. I'm looking at that thing right there. It looked like a camera. I'm like, who put a camera in my room? That's bad. No, we're good. We're good. Yeah, we have the Arizona Cardinals, and like I don't really know what the Arizona Cardinals are gonna be like next year because I like Kyler Murray as a player. He has potential to be really good, except the fact that he probably can't really put the video game controller down. So therefore, yeah, people don't really trust him a whole lot though. But he is a really good dual threat quarterback. He has a good arm. Marvin Harrison Jr. I definitely think will be his top receiver, and I think he's going to have a great year. But just in general, we just don't really know. Hang on. Okay. But just in general, we just don't really know how good or how bad the Cardinals are going to be next year. So the Cardinals, they're another team that is really up in the air. But like I think it's a difference between the Cardinals are going to be, hey, maybe we're like a 5 or 6 win team, but we're showing improvement though, and then next year we could be really good. Or like, okay, actually next year we could push for playoff spot, or we're just going to come back down to earth and win 3 or 4 games, and we're not going to look very good, and then Robert Gannon is going to get put on the hot seat. So we don't know. As of right now, I'm still picking the Arizona Cardinals because I'm sorry. I'm gonna pick the Seahawks though because I think we're more improved and I think we're better there. And then you have the game that is just don't even ask me about it though. It's the New York Jets. Now I will say the good news is that this game is on December 1st. So by then we will know how good or how bad the Jets are. This game is absolutely bonkers because if Aaron Rodgers comes back healthy for the Jets, this is going to be tough. This is going to be a really, really tough game. And I'm probably going to say we lose this game. But if he doesn't come back healthy or his age is caught up to him or I don't know, maybe he's injury prone and like the injuries catch up to him though, then yeah, I think we're going to win this game. Or it's probably going to be a really boring, low-scoring game. But yeah. So this is a game I just really don't know about. I'm actually just going to give us the loss because this is a game that the Jets defense is one of the best in the NFL. We're going to really struggle against offensively though, especially if we can't really get our wide receivers going or if our quarterback situation isn't good. And if Rodgers is back healthy, Rodgers could very well run through our defense. And it's not going to be a lot of fun. So this is a game that, yikes, is going to be difficult. And then we go to our next game. It's the Arizona Cardinals, though. So we're going to be playing them twice in 3 weeks. I'm going to give this one to the Seahawks again. Yeah, because, just as I already said, though. But if Arizona is able to show improvement, though, I would probably say maybe the second game is the one where they're able to defeat us. And then this is a tricky one, though. We have the at home against the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Football. This game is going to be tricky, though. I'm expecting a bigger year from Jordan Love, though. If Christian Watson's able to stay healthy, I think that's going to be his go-to receiver, though. And while none of the Packers receivers like impressed the hell out of me a lot, though, I liked a lot of what I saw from them. So, and then the fact that Joe Barry's gone, though, and that they brought in a new DC, though, and that they actually have safeties now. This game is going to be tricky, so yeah, I'm going to probably say we lose this game, and I'm going to say the Packers win. And then you got the Minnesota Vikings, and this is another very difficult team because I like Kevin O'Connell as a coach, though I'm just not sure if J.J. McCarthy is NFL ready, though. And here's, I'm not trying to say J.J. McCarthy's a bad quarterback, though. All I'm saying is, with that defense, though, J.J. McCarthy didn't even have to do a whole lot, though. But I like the situation that McCarthy's in. He's got Justin Jefferson, he's got Jordan Addison, he's got T.J. Hawkinson, Aaron Jones. He's got all the weapons around for him to be good, though. But, can he thrive on a team like the Minnesota Vikings, who, while, yes, their defense improved last year, it's not exactly on the Michigan elite level. So I like this situation he's going in because he's got weapons, though. He has an offensive-minded coach. And this is what I've been wanting to see from Kevin O'Connell from the very beginning, though. Not trying to say Kirk Cousins is a bad quarterback, though. I just don't think you can win with Kirk Cousins. So this is a situation that I like seeing for the Vikings, though. So I'm gonna go with the Seahawks on this one, but we'll just have to wait and see. And then we're gonna end. And then our last two games. Actually, the Vikings was our last home game, though. So our second to last game, we have the Chicago Bears on Thursday Night Football. And once again, another team that I don't really care for the coach very much, and Matt Eberflus, but I like Caleb Williams, though. And boy, oh boy, does he have a lot of weapons around him, though. He had the Bears for the most part have a solid offensive line, though. They got DeAndre Swift, they got DJ Moore, they got Keenan Allen, they got Rome Odunze, which Rome Odunze was one of my favorite picks in the draft, though. The Bears have all kinds of weapons, though. And at this point, I have the Seahawks at 9-6, so we're going to be pushing for a playoff spot at this point, though. If the Bears also have a similar record, though, this Thursday night game could be very, very pivotal, though. With that being said, I'm actually going to say the Bears actually beat the win this one, though, because I do think the Bears have a lot of potential, and so I'm actually going to go with them on this. And then we have our final game of the year, and that's the Los Angeles Rams. I'm unfortunately going to say we drop. I'm going to unfortunately say we're going to drop our last two games, though. But really, though, there's a lot of games in the middle that I think we could potentially win, though. So with and the reason why I'm saying we lose to the Rams is because that's another game that's going to be pushing for a playoff position for both teams, though. But the Rams, we always struggle against the Rams on the road, though. Was that because of Pete Carroll, though, or will Mike McDonald be able to fix that? We'll just have to wait and see. So that's going to overall put us at a record of 9-8, though. And I'm not trying to say that like that's what we're going to be doing, and that we're going to get a 9-8 record. All I'm saying is I want to see the Seahawks go. If the Seahawks go 9-8, all right then. But I at least want to see improvement, though. The 2-game losing streak at the end, that's probably not the most convincing, though. But actually losing 3 of 4 because I gave them a loss to the Packers, too. But there's just a lot of very weird games on the Seahawks schedule, though, where you have teams like the Broncos, the Patriots, the Falcons that have question marks, though, where we don't really know the quarterback situation, though, or really if their coach is elite, though. Or you have a team, or when you have a team like the Bills who lost more than they gained, the Cardinals who could be taking the next step up, the Jets, where it's like, it depends if Rodgers is healthy, though. So this is a very weird schedule for us to predict because we're going into a new regime where we're no longer the Pete Carroll era, we're in the Mike McDonald era, and because there's a lot of teams that are also thrown up in the air where it's like, well, if this, and that's a big word, if. And no, I'm not talking about Imaginary Friend in the Ryan Reynolds movie. I haven't seen it yet, though. I am looking forward to it, though. Is if if the Seahawks coaching staff is good, I do think I do think I don't think we're going to be one of the best teams in the NFL, but I think we can definitely show improvement for the future though. If our coaching staff isn't good, here let's look through this again though. I mean the Broncos beat us week 1, so who knows if they can do it again though. So, but I will say hang on. So for the Broncos, I'm pretty confident we can start out 0-2, 1-1 at the worst. I don't. If we start out 0-2 though, I honestly think that we should probably be pushing the panic button. So if we can start out 2-0 though, if the coaching staff isn't good or they're in over their heads though, Dolphins, Dolphins lost, Lions lost. So I still think we can beat the Giants though, unless Daniel Jones comes back amazing, which I don't think that'll happen though. 49ers loss. Probably lose to the Falcons, probably lose to the Bills and the Rams. 49ers again. I would probably say in this case we split with the Cardinals though. Probably say we lose to the Jets, lose to the Packers, and I'm actually gonna say we lose to the Vikings, Bears, and Rams. So overall, that would put us at 4-13. Yeah, there's a good chance. There's a good chance that it's not going to be good, and we may be seeing some one and done coaches with the Seahawks. So hopefully that doesn't really come to pass. So, but like I said, that's kind of the schedule that we have, where there's a lot of unknowns about the Seahawks because we just don't know how good or how bad they're going to be. I like the roster they have. I like our coaches, but we don't know for a fact if the coaches can help the players go from mid to great. And because there's so many games that I'm like, it depends on this though, that I would probably say we probably are going to get a record somewhere between 9-8 and 4-13. Somewhere around there. Do we get double digits? Maybe. If we get double digits, then yeah, the season is definitely a success. And look out for the Seahawks in 2025 because they could be really good. But let me know what you think down below in the comment section, though. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram, MATTHEWLEININGER. I will see you guys next time. Bye.